everyone, I'm Christian, co-founder of Slasher Sports.
And I'm Billy, but I thought I was a co-founder.
Billy, co-founder means there's two of us.
I knew that.
We wanted to send a big thanks for giving us a listen, whichever podcast you're hearing right now.
We're so happy that you give us your time, but if you didn't know, we're everywhere.
You can follow us on Twitter or YouTube at Slasher Sports.
Or on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Slasher Sports Media.
We even have a page on MeWe. Just search us for the Slasher Sports group.
Regardless, we're just happy you let us be part of your day. So as always,
choke up on the bat
and stay alive.
Groovy.
It's just a creepy movie. It definitely creeps you out for sure.
Somebody has to be perfect, so it might as well be me.
Talk about deja vu.
You live to tell the tale.
You gotta think like a werewolf.
It's the Slashers and Screamers podcast.
On at midnight.
He said he postponed it.
I didn't hear
And
that.
the reason why I would go to a movie that late is because the chances of someone being there besides me are extremely slim. So I'll have the theater to myself.
Scared of people?
You don't know that. You're going to get there and it's going to be fucking bumping.
Yeah, you're going to be like
No.
12-year-olds behind you kicking your seat.
What movie you gonna watch, Rick?
I was
The
going to
third?
see Jackass Forever, but I'm going to go Tuesday instead.
Yeah, what's better than a Sunday at midnight movie than a Tuesday?
I mean, hey, you got to live your best life.
Speaking of movies...
I mean, I got a gift certificate. Shit, I get a free large popcorn and a soda. and
Did
a
you
ticket.
buy that gift certificate with your
Yeah,
money?
I was
No,
gonna
my
ask
manager
you
gave
that.
it to us. My manager gave it to us for Christmas. Thank you.
Who's that?
My manager at work, the same manager I've had for 2 years.
I know. I'm wondering why you called her my manager when we know her.
Oh, well, James doesn't, so.
Okay,
Fair.
that's fair. You got out of that one, Rick. You got out of
No,
that one
man.
unscathed.
Don't be using me as your excuse, Rick.
Well, speaking of movies, has anybody seen the new Texas Chainsaw yet?
I haven't watched it yet. I forgot to on Friday.
Heard all about it on Twitter. I'm still waiting
You
to see
haven't
it.
seen it? Okay.
I've heard mixed things.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not,
I've not
super
heard
hard to
mixed things.
please.
Shouldn't we be recording, talking about this?
We are recording, James. We've been recording for 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I've heard mixed things, so I don't.
I seen it too, Bill.
I know. What time did you see it today, James?
9 o'clock in the morning, Bill.
That's as good a time as
just,
any.
yeah,
Yeah.
just light
Wake
as
up,
could be
start the day.
outside. Nothing going to come out of the shadows to grab him in his imagination.
I heard it's an extremely short movie, like an hour and 20 minutes.
The movie we're reviewing today is an hour and 13 minutes.
It could be a whole lot shorter.
Could have been an Aesop fable for all James cared. Well, I mean, we don't want to like spoil it or anything for people who haven't seen it, but did you like it, James?
Yeah, it's all right.
That's the nicest
you
thing
didn't-
he's ever said.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm glad you said that because social
I
media
feel like
has been
it was,
tearing it apart.
I feel like it was a
Yeah.
ode to Halloween. Like they just had to, like they just had to just follow the same theme.
kind of modernize it a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Because aren't the main characters in this one, they're social media influencers or something like that?
That's like in Halloween 2018 where they kept showing those podcasters.
Yeah, and some old lady comes back for vengeance.
Yeah, now that was on the trailer, and that's kind of cool. When they
Just
bring
like
back...
old lady come back for vengeance and Halloween.
Yeah.
I ain't
She
buying
didn't
it,
have as big a
Bill.
part. You're not buying it? Okay, well,
I
the
ain't none of
thing
it.
is, like, what really chaps my ass about this whole thing is...
Leatherface is at least 80 years old.
Yeah, he is. I mean, the lady is about the same. But, you know, I saw the day after, and like I said, social media has just been tearing it apart, and I'm convinced that there was nothing they could do to make people happy. Because the trendy thing today is to just hate everything. People look online for things to just yell about, when this film was completely fine. But
Billy's
there's
allergic to haters.
I am completely allergic to haters. They are like, haters are my shellfish. Like they just make everything, they just make everything swell up on me. And when I read these reviews, I thought you just can't be pleased. They just absolutely cannot be pleased because this movie was completely fine. It was scary. There was suspense. There was a classic character. Like, what? Ask yourself, what could they have done to make you happy? If you're complaining about this movie, what could they have done to make you happy? And
I haven't seen this movie, so I haven't complained about it yet. But
I just know it divided. It's divided a lot of people. There's some people said it sucks. Some people said it's awesome. Some people said it was okay. So I'm just like, I'll watch it myself and decide. So
I need to follow the people that you follow because I didn't see any. This was awesome.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Wow. Yeah. There's a couple people on my feed that said, yeah, they thought it was really good. So
I've seen hit or miss things, but what I will say is that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not like my favorite of the franchises or anything like that. Like, I think it's fun. I think it's enjoyable. I will say that I've been disappointed by revivals or reboots or sequels or whatever you want to get into calling them before. So I understand people being frustrated. Your mom, I will not. But I've been disappointed with reboots and franchise editions and stuff like that. So I can understand people who expected something and didn't get what they wanted. But I think a lot of people have really high expectations.
Yeah, I think there's no, I guess, tweet engagement out of positive. People don't look at your tweet and say, I really like this movie, and then they respond with, well, yeah, I did too. The engagement comes in the complaining. You're going to get more attention out of those. And, negativity, begets negativity. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to see it.
I was thinking about it while I was watching the movie. Like, I was enjoying the movie enough. Like, I don't know what you would expect. We're not talking about The Godfather. We're not talking about Rocky. I mean, what do you expect? Scorsese-level direction? This is a horror flick. Cheesy.
Well, hey, thrills. We've got some really strong directors of horror flicks.
I'm listening.
We've got, like, De Palma, John Carpenter, Wes Craven, like, notable directors in horror. I don't think you should discount it like that.
How many Oscars?
I don't know.
Okay, well, look that up and then get back.
Okay.
Nobody takes horror seriously, and I don't want it to be taken. I want it to be taken as the niche genre that it is, the fun genre that it is, but these people just take all the fun out of it, all of it. But, I guess we need to look, since we're on the subject of what's happening now, what else is out now? There's not much out there as far as horror goes.
Bill?
Yeah, there is.
With your mouth.
Oh, boy.
There's a new movie in theaters now.
Right now, as we speak?
Werewolf picture.
Oh,
what is that?
Called The Cursed.
I was about to say that, James. Yeah, it looks pretty awesome.
Rick, you don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, I do. Go build a diesel engine,
I'm too mad.
Well, I read about it today, and I thought it looked pretty damn good. Because, I like them werewolf pictures.
Yeah, I know you like those werewolf programs. And
it's set back in like the 1800s or something, I think.
Oh, well, that's got you twice.
That's right, Bill.
Nothing like a werewolf period piece.
Yep.
Wearing those little curly white wigs that they wore.
I like them pictures with creatures on them.
Yeah, you're a creature feature guy, James. This is well documented. So, The Cursed, you say. I might have to look at.
I think it's the same director that directed The Witch. You seen that, Bill?
The one that you accidentally watched instead of The Village?
Yeah.
Brian De Palma was nominated for 9 Oscars and won 1.
Okay, was it for
a flick? No, but still. I'm just saying, like, there are notable directors. William Friedkin was nominated and won, I think.
Hey, James, that director did not direct The Witch.
Bummer.
Maybe it's set in the same time frame as The Witch.
Meaning a long time ago.
It's Star Wars, The Patriot, all held in the same area.
Same universe. See, never fuck. Well, what else is out today? We've got a few
Don't
things
let me
that
look
are...
again, please.
Okay, so February 22nd, dropping on DVD is Fallen. This one kind of not really up my alley, but I did kind of give it a look over, and it's got some a high number of stars out of 10, like 7 out of 10 people are looking forward to this one, called Fallen. Father Abraham was ready to save the world from an evil menace using exorcism. What do we need more in 2022 besides another exorcism movie? Don't know. But years later, he lives on a remote farm with his daughter, haunted by the faces of those he saved and those he could not. After finding a pale humanoid, much like Rick, creature lurking in the woods one night, he shoots and cremates the monster, but all too soon he discovers that the beast was not alone and his troubles have only begun.
I think I'm a lot paler than Rick.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know. I'm looking at Rick right now, and I was about to ask him to adjust his brightness. It might
You're
just
not
be
looking
him.
at me
Well,
right now.
I have my blue light filter on, so that's probably why.
I gave you a tan.
Yep.
Well, Studio 666 is they added a trailer. Has anybody seen the trailer for that? The Foo Fighters produced flick?
Nope.
Oh, Rick's looking
Nope.
like I didn't even know that was the thing. It mixes your two words, Rick. Rock and roll.
I know I thought he was making a new album, a new CD.
No, it's a
Definitely
DVD.
a CD.
No, I thought he was making a metal album. That's what I heard.
Shows how much you know and how much you're keeping up, Rick. Well, Rick, you done made me too mad. Why don't you tell everybody what we're watching today, and if you got a rundown, lay it on us.
All right. We watched. Hopefully, James watched it. The Slumber Party Massacre, also known as Slumber Party Murders in the United Kingdom. It's a 1982 American slasher film directed by Amy Holden Jones and written by Rita Mae Brown. It's the first installment in the Slumber Party Massacre trilogy. It stars Michelle Michaels, credited as Michelle Michaels, as Trish Devereaux, Robin Still as Valerie Bates, Michael Villela as Ross Thorne, Deborah DeLiso as Kim Clark, Henri as Jackie Cassidy, Gina Marie as Diane, and a bunch of other people that are not really important. And this came out on September 10th, 1982. It's 76 minutes. Its budget was only $220,000. It grossed $3.6 million at the box office. And a quick little tidbit I have of this. It was originally written as a parody slasher genre, but was shot as a straightforward horror film instead. As a result, it contains more humor, both intended and unintended, than usual for the genre at the time. And it spawned 2 sequels, Slumber Party Massacre 2 and Slumber Party Massacre 3, followed by a garbage reboot in 2021. That's my rundown.
So the reboot from 2021 was garbage, but this one that we watched for this episode was not.
No, this is a classic. Yeah.
See, this is why people like you piss me off, Rick. Because you'll pretend to hate the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you'll pretend to hate Halloween Kills, and then you'll turn around and be like, "Man, Intruder was so good, Blood Rage was so good." When these modern films are light years ahead of what we had visually, yet one of
The
them
new
was
one. Oops, sorry.
It's all right. Just going to talk about the spec. What about the new one? I don't know anything about the good one. I didn't know there was a new one. Sorry, I meant new one. I didn't know there was a new one until I started watching.
The new one has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Out of one vote, probably.
18, and then the one we watched has 42% from 19.
What's that tell you, Rick?
So not everyone hated the new one. I may have to give it a shot.
Rotten Tomatoes is crap because only 18 people voted.
19 people voted for this one. What's the
More
difference?
people
of
need
one
to
vote
vote. That's what that tells me.
58%.
Tells me that critics are a sham. How can you put a score out of something that's subjective?
Because it is subjective. I can rate things according to my own numbers.
Okay, sure.
That's why they do it on an average.
Let me rephrase then. On an average of 18 people, 19 people, out of how many that viewed this film? Unreliable. Critics are
Well, that's why
unreliable.
there's an audience score too. And as we've seen, those can vary quite a bit.
Correct. So it further proves my point that listening to critics is setting yourself up for failure. Watch it no matter what. If it loses you, turn the shit off, right? Give it a
I have
shot.
a hard time not finishing stuff.
Yeah. I don't have a hard time with it. I can
Really?
If something, yeah. If something is bad, I'll just not waste my time anymore.
Oh, I waste my time. And I don't watch trailers either. Not usually, if I can help it.
That's something about you that I fucking hate. No, that's something about you that is unique. I don't know a lot of people who avoid trailers to the degree that you do.
I just don't care for it. I don't like any kind of spoiling possibility, because there are definitely moments that it's like, wow, that could have been way more effective had I not already seen it, like cut spliced into a random reel of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So not a big trailer person, but also not quick to turn stuff off. So I just dive in blind and stick with it till the end.
See, I don't necessarily think every trailer is going to spoil everything in a movie, in my opinion. So I watch it to see what the movie's going to be about.
Nope. I just go in.
Well, the thing
sometimes
is,
it ends well,
Casey
sometimes it doesn't.
is saying, though, is that even if she watches 100 trailers and 99 of them don't spoil it, the one that does just screwed everything.
Oh, I guess I'm weird. I've never been spoiled by a movie trailer.
Have you not?
Sounds like you were not paying attention.
Because I watch like 30-second trailers and not the 2-minute ones.
The art of the trailer has kind of changed over the years, though. Back in the day, there weren't spoilers in the trailers. Now they seem to let the cat out of the bag on everything. Like, what's the newest Marvel? The one that they advertised during the Super Bowl? Something Part 2. I don't watch Blake.
Oh, I don't know. I don't follow that shit.
I don't know either.
Was there one of the...
was it the new Spider-Man?
It might have been one of the Doctor... Is there a new Doctor Strange? No, Doctor
Oh,
Strange?
maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
There are a lot of people complaining about that one, but okay. Did you ever see the newest Kong Godzilla vs. Kong?
Nope.
You never saw it, you rat bastard?
It was good, Rick. I like Godzilla King of Monsters better, but it was really good.
Well, if you look at the trailer from Godzilla vs. Kong, it was out of the bag that they brought in. Turn this off if you haven't seen it. They brought in Mechagodzilla. That would have been so much more effective to the viewer had we just not known that. It was
very effective for me.
What do you mean?
I didn't see the trailer, so it was very effective for me.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So yeah,
I was hyped as fuck.
It was it not? And you really do have to look close on the trailer to see. But when there's a scene like where something comes out of a smoky debris, or I don't know what you would call it. Like, say a building crashes to the ground. You've got all that debris flying. It looks like dust. It's like a cloud of dust. You see like the head of a mechanical creature, and there's only a couple of mechanical creatures in the lore of Godzilla. So actually, there's more than a couple. But you know that it's Mechagodzilla this early in the franchise. That would have been so much better if we just thought we had enough with Godzilla vs. Kong. Like, if we know that the two of these are going to be fighting, that's enough to entice us. Bring in something during the movie. There were no surprises. But the art of the trailer has kind of gone away, and trailers for this one, it gave it away. But this movie didn't really hide anything either. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But, well, I guess we just jump into it. Like Rick said, it's a 1982 flick. The tagline, I love the tagline. You bring the pizza, I'll bring the drill. Is that good?
I mean, it's friendly if you're planning like a home improvement evening. Just the context makes it bad.
I'm pretty sure James has asked people to help him with projects. Hey, you bring the pizza, I'll bring the drill.
Fantastic, Bill.
I know it. You know, James, your response just now reminded me. People that have listened to this podcast, if I ask them to do an impression of somebody on the podcast, they never revert to me. They never revert to Casey, nor to Rick. And the very first thing that comes out of their mouth is, Bill? As a matter of fact, one of our listeners, Swords, good friend on Twitch, I was following his stream, and he did an impression. He's like, yeah, James said something. I think he said something like, Bill, I'm gonna... And, of course, it's always Bill. It makes me laugh. Another Twitch streamer named Obi Kalobi. You remember him. He does that impression of you. Bill, I'm not buying a dime of it. It's the best thing in the world.
Well, Bill, they say that impressions are the best form of flattery.
Is that what they say?
That's what they say, Bill.
That's pretty close to what they say. Impressions. So, this film was directed by Amy Holden Jones, and she's got a few director credits, but her most notable work is probably in screenwriting. She's got her name on, like, the Beethoven movies. I'm talking about the dog, not the composer. Mystic Pizza, The Relic. There's one of your creature features, James.
I like that, Bill.
That one. Yeah, I know you did. And she had a big hand in writing the series The Resident, which I don't know if it's up for 2022, but I know the last season was in 2021. Anybody seen The Resident?
What are we talking about?
The director, Amy Holden Jones.
Hold the motherfucking phone. Okay. I've never seen this in my life on Wikipedia. I'm looking at Amy Holden Jones' Wikipedia page because I like to follow along and like, you know, see stuff. She has an enemies section on her Wikipedia page. No explanation. It just lists 4 names with links. They've got links. It's Ellen Pompeo, who I think is the Grey's Anatomy girl.
It is.
Ryan Eggold, who I do not know who that is. I'll look in just a moment. Freddie Highmore, who is the kid from like Finding Neverland and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and Susan Sarandon.
Oh yeah,
there is no explanation of this. Listeners, you're out there. Please join me in looking at this right now. This is fucking hilarious.
And if you know the story behind this, please let us know. Why does Amy Holden Jones and Ellen Pompeo have this blood feud? I can understand Susan Sarandon. She's a cutthroat bitch. But why though with the
Freddie Highmore?
Yeah, the
Charlie
Good
and the
Doctor
Factory
kid. Oh,
I
is
mean,
that
I
the
don't
same
know.
guy from Bates Motel?
So what's going on?
Yeah.
Well, apparently our director, James, has a blood feud with a few people. She has 4 enemies listed on her Wikipedia page.
How many enemies is on my Wikipedia page, Bill?
Just
one. Rick.
Evil Rick.
And that's why.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but I had to. It was an emergency. I needed you guys to know. Well, hello.
I don't know what we were talking about anyway.
We know.
There's no interruption. This is discourse. This is conversation, guys.
I had just never seen an unexplained enemies section. Ever.
Yeah, I want to know who else has enemy sections on their Wikipedia.
Look, I follow on Instagram. I follow an account. I'll have to go back and look it up. But it's like Wikipedia entries, and it'll show like shots of contents and just like weird ones that you don't see very often. Like, nothing gets me more hype than going on someone's Wikipedia and seeing that they have like a sub under their personal life controversies. Love a controversies section. I live for the drama.
Of course you do, Casey. And that's why you're here. That's the sole reason that you're part of this, okay? Yeah.
Billy's allergic to haters and I thrive off of that.
Yes. I need that dichotomy. Oh, boy.
Speaking of drama,
do tell.
I gotta go to a CPR class tomorrow, Bill.
Oh man! Don't use your tongue on the mannequin during the match.
It's from 8:30 to 3:30 in the morning.
How long do you need?
A really long time.
That's way too long.
Well, it's certified in 3 different styles of kung fu.
Oh,
okay. There's the drunken CPR and the Wing Chun CPR.
I think it's
don't
CPR,
crack their ribs.
The whatchamacallit machine. The heart machine where they shock you.
Yeah,
defibrillator.
The defib.
Yeah, defib.
And the EpiPen, I think.
Oh.
Yes.
I will be a certified volunteer firefighter, Bill, at the end of the day tomorrow.
Firefighter even. Okay.
Anyway, I've got to do this for one of your long-time fantasies of doing mouth-to-mouth on a young middle schooler.
Oh.
I've got to get this done for middle school.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Billy's
I've
only
never
dream
been
is to be a
roasted
beekeeper.
so hard in my life, James. Et tu, James? Hang on, let me pull this knife out of my back and return it to its rightful owner. That rolled off your tongue a little too well. You been practicing that all day, you bastard?
Yeah, I have.
God.
Several times.
Probably in front of the mirror, pointing at it.
I was pointing when I said it.
So, our screenwriter, Rita Mae Brown. I figure that Casey knows more about Rita Mae Brown than I do. You know anything about her, Casey?
I know the name, and I know she wrote Ruby Fruit Jungle, but I know nothing else about her. I read a lot of stuff about her on Wikipedia. And it sounds like a lot of her stuff is pretty interesting, the stuff she's written, but I haven't read any of it.
Sounds like a
knockoff
like Agatha Christie to me.
She makes a damn good beef stew, Bill.
Well, she wrote the first draft of this film, but wasn't involved in any of the rewrites. And like Rick said before, she wrote this thing as a parody.
Yeah, it says on Wikipedia she's an author and feminist activist.
This is kind of like...
That strikes 1, 2, and 3 right there.
You are such a bullshitter.
Are you talking about this damn movie?
Huh?
Are we still talking about the same movie?
Yeah, yeah. What movie do you think we're talking about?
So there's more than one writer of this movie?
The first one was the director.
Oh,
The
okay.
person who sits in the
It was
chair.
originally
and tells you
titled
what to do.
Sleepless Nights was the original title. And it was a parody, as I said before.
Sleepless days and sleepless nights. How does the song go, Bill?
Wasted days and wasted nights.
There
That's
we
pretty close.
go.
Yeah, Freddie Fender. Good call, James. Well, yeah, the producers were like, nah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to straight up film it like a slasher flick.
That's like the opposite of Scream.
I've never felt more violated in my life. What?
Well, to be completely honest, though, I can't tell the difference between this and a parody, so it might have come out the way everybody wanted it. Again, starring Michelle Michaels. Rick, not too many big flicks she was in. She had bit parts in Hero in the Terror, Chuck Norris flick. Death Wish 4, a Chuck Bronson flick. I guess we should throw out a few Chuck Norris facts, shouldn't we, guys? Things such as Chuck Norris does not own a stove, oven, or microwave because revenge is a dish.
I thought it was Charles Bronson, Bill. Charles Bronson's in damn Death Wish.
That's what I said.
Not Chuck Norris.
I said Chuck Bronson.
Wow.
You're talking about
Chuck
Chuck
the whole
Norris?
bit.
Chuck Norris was in
Thanks,
Hero
James.
in the Terror. Chuck Bronson was in Death Wish. Let me back up, James. Are you aware that Chuck is a nickname for Charles?
Charles Norris and Chuck Bronson.
Actually, Chuck Norris's first name is Carlos. Would you believe that? He and Charlie Sheen are both Carloses.
I believe it.
Well,
That is shocking to these ears.
Charles Norson.
well, you know how some kids pee their name into the snow?
Carlos Charles Nelson.
Well, Chuck Norris can pee his name into concrete.
Is Chuck Norris' name really Chuck Norris, or is it something else?
Well, it's Carlos. We
I know
just
his
discussed.
last name really Carlos Norris Nelson. Norris.
Somebody verify
Man,
that
you got
for me.
Google?
Yeah, but he's talking on his phone. You don't want to fuck all that up.
I ain't talking about
It'll take him 30 minutes to get back on the line.
Who's Chuck Norris?
According to Wikipedia, Carlos Ray Norris is an American martial artist.
It's Carlos Ray.
Carlos Ray. Is it R-A-Y or R-E-Y?
R-A-Y.
R-A-Y.
Okay, I was just wanted to make sure he wasn't some undercover Latino, and we didn't
He
know
is
it
a
this whole time.
belt in Tang Soo Do. I'm a black belt in Tang Soo Do. He was in the United States Air Force, Bill.
He sure was. He sure was. And you know, his calendar goes straight from March 31st to April 2nd because no one fools Chuck Norris.
He founded his own discipline, Chun Koo Do. So, Chuck, that's an acronym for Chuck Koo Do.
He and my
His
mom
name's
have
been
the
an
same
acronym.
birthday.
The man's 81 years old
My
and
mom.
5'10". I don't think he's going to do very much.
That explains a lot. That
Not the
explains
same
your
year.
mom's badassery.
Yeah, not the same year, but
You know he's only 5'10", Bill.
Oh, I
I'm
knew
almost
that.
as tall as Chuck Norris.
But his left foot is 6'5".
Billy. Oh my god.
You're almost as tall. Yeah, you are a tall gal.
What
But
am
I'll
I?
tell you,
I'm taller.
I will post up on you on the basketball court, okay?
Yeah.
Throwing
Okay.
elbows like world peace.
If you touch me,
Chuck Norris has a lot of teeth.
Yeah, he's got him
probably
in rows
like
a shark.
standard amount.
You
Mm.
know, Chuck Norris can do a wheelie on a
Oh my
unicycle.
god. No.
What is Chuck Norris doing these days?
Isn't he still selling Bowflex?
His
Oh, yeah,
own,
he
his
is Christy
rank
Brinkley.
in Texas. He is, whatchamacallit? And he is, let's see,
He's an Uber driver.
he run a water company called Seaforce from their property in Texas.
The most innocent thing on
It's
earth.
lame as shit.
Water, but it's sea
Wow.
force.
So, Chuck Norris, who is not featured in today's film,
Has a co-star named Michelle Michaels who was. And Michelle Michaels has a co-star in this film named Robin Still, again, as mentioned by Rick, who is in American Ninja 4. So let's talk about more karate stuff.
oh my
Just
god.
kidding. But she was also in Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bolorama. Best title ever. And those are the only two flicks I know her
Lanai
from.
Quigley.
Yeah. Good call.
Wait, what'd you say, Rick?
Lanai Quigley is in that. She was in Night of the Demons.
Oh, did you see this film?
Yes.
Quickly Down Under,
Is it good?
starring
It's fun. It's cheese.
Okay.
what's his
Casey
name?
loved it. Tom Selleck, James.
Tom Selleck, Bill.
Morgan Freeman.
Tom Sizemore.
Tom Sizemore. Yeah.
You know, Quickly Down Under would have been a completely different movie if it starred Tom Sizemore.
It would. It probably would have had the thing from The Relic in it. But, you know, we lost Robin Still back in 96 after battling some demons.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
And since this is a horror podcast, I do need to say that, I mean personal battles, not actual demons. I hope she would. R.I.P. Robin Still.
Sad. But,
You know,
I thought she was great in this movie.
she
What?
was probably...
What happened to her,
most-
Bill?
It was a demise of the self-inflicted kind, unfortunately. After years of battling some alcoholism. Sad story. But Casey's point, yeah, she was one of the better characters in this film because she had a sharp tongue.
I
Some of
argue the best character in this film. And the
yeah,
hammer.
I was going to say that. She should have been the star. She could have been great.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, all right, getting into I guess the meat of the film.
Didn't stay out of the bottle long enough to be the star, Bill.
So the opening of this film, I guess, gives sort of an ominous feeling. With I guess it was like an organ.
Only sort
tune.
of.
Yeah, sort of. With that organ, anytime there's an organ playing, you know death is soon to follow. Has to.
Anytime there's pipes and organs, I'm bowing out.
Church is
James,
not for you.
however, did not make it through the credits.
I fell asleep at that.
That I do believe. That's why James watches scary films at 9 a.m. He's wide awake. He wakes up, throws it on. But you know, it definitely.
Well, it's gotta be.
Bill, I'm a day person, Bill. I don't handle nighttime stuff too well.
We're past his bedtime right now.
Yep.
We are.
Well, you know, some stuff's about to go down with this opening theme. But you know, with the gratuitous nudity and you know the high school guy flirting with a maintenance girl later on, who's obviously old enough to have a job, and he's still in high school. Well, like, we know where this is going. This is a cheap thrills flick. There's no way around it.
Yeah, that girl, by the way, at the beginning, that look, impeccable.
I remember them. Oh yeah, not to be
like
pegged.
her whole outfit, I would wear today. I would have worn today.
What was the name of this movie?
The Witch.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Tootsie.
It's alive.
Hello,
Let me tell you about something that I was thinking about the other day. The Philadelphia experiment.
Did you just develop a lisp?
Yeah.
The Philadelphia experiment. What is that?
You ain't never heard of the Philadelphia experiment?
No, I've heard the Tuskegee
And you call
experiment.
yourself a sailor, sir?
I don't ever go around calling myself a sailor. Just going up to the bank and, listen, ma'am, I'm a sailor. I need service.
I imagine you dress like a shipwreck from G.I. Joe everywhere you go. Dark blue pants, light blue shirt, and a white cap on.
Like the Dixie cup.
Little black leather glove.
Look like the Cracker Jack.
Anyway, Bill.
So what brings up this Philadelphia experiment, Jack?
World War II. They was trying to make ships invisible to radar. Is what they were trying to do.
Make them amphibious.
And somehow, no, not amphibious. Somehow they damn started messing with the space-time continuum, and they sent this battleship back in time or forward through time, and then it disappeared. It come back and disappeared, and it come back again. And you know the thing with time travel is, Bill, you kind of got to stay in one spot, or you'll be stuck in a wall or something.
Okay.
And a lot of sailors had got sick and died, and had maybe radiation poisoning, and some of them were like stuck in the ship,
like in the wall in the hull of the ship.
Yeah, and it's a urban legend that this really happened, but they made a movie about it, and I was watching it. But every sailor worth his Salt Bill knows about that. It was Eckenbridge, some kind of ship. Hang on. I'll tell you the exact name of the ship, Bill.
Well, it sounds like you know a little bit too much about this.
I mean, it's a movie.
The only movie I know about where they go back in time is that Battleship movie with Kirk Douglas.
No.
That's the only movie you know where they go back in time.
On a ship, on a Navy ship.
Cool. Just checking in. I was like,
Final
that's
Countdown.
not true.
The Final Countdown was that one. There's another movie I know of where they go back in time in a phone booth, but nobody knows that one.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
What does it say? I never saw the
they
third
do know
one.
it.
Need to. Billy doesn't like the second one. Fake fan.
Yeah, I don't.
Awesome. Second one's almost better than the first.
No,
I
it's
wouldn't go that
absolutely
far.
not.
And I love
Yeah.
a sequel being better.
Put the cocaine down, Rick.
That cocaine's not in my possession.
Not yet. Not with that attitude.
I didn't say it was the best Bill and Ted. I said it's better than the first. I didn't say it's perfect, y'all.
So wait a minute. Are you saying that part 3 was better than part 2 and 1?
Have you even seen part 3?
No.
Don't
I
answer the
want
question
to.
by asking another question.
You can't say part 3 if you haven't even seen it. So
I'm asking you if you are saying part 3 is better than part 2, because you just
No,
said that part 2 was better than part 1, and then you backed off and said, I'm not saying it's the best one.
3 is, you can't compare 3 to 2 because 3 was literally more than 20 years after 2.
It's the USS Eldridge. Eldridge. Eldridge.
I can sleep good tonight knowing
Eldridge.
It says, allegedly, in the fall of 1943, a U.S. Navy destroyer was made invisible and teleported from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Norfolk, Virginia, in an incident known as the Philadelphia Experiment. Records and Archives branch of the Naval History and Heritage Command have been reportedly searched, but no documents have been located which confirm the event or any interest by the Navy in attempting such an achievement.
Welcome to the History Channel podcast.
I'm going to have to bring this up to our partner over, at Slasher Sports, Christian, another Navy guy who's probably worth more his salt than I am or was.
He ain't got no salt in his britches to weigh his ass down.
God. Did you come up with that one, James?
Fly right off the damn boat.
Pretty good.
Strong wind to take him away.
Well, Christian's wife, Courtney, is also currently in the Navy, and she just got Sailor of the Year at her command. So, bravo Zulu to you. Keep talking,
Thanks
James.
to all who served in the armed forces.
Backpedaling, James.
I ain't backpedaling, Bill.
I know it. You would never. So, this film, though, is not really told or shot from anyone's point of view, right? This is pretty much us third person, unknowing of anything until it happens, right?
I know a damn thing.
Yeah, it bounces around from person to person. So,
I know these
Well, this is very much high school, okay? And I get it. Some people graduated 18, and we could suspend disbelief that these ladies aren't all seniors. I mean, like, not everyone was a borderline genius like me and graduated at 17. Can't have those expectations. But damn, we've got so much scattered ass in this first shower scene that I needed a shower after watching it. Like soap, water, Clorox, the works. Am I the only one?
So, something that I thought was interesting in looking at the trivia of this movie is that a lot of the girls didn't necessarily feel comfortable with the amount of nudity that was expected of them, which is why we see a fair amount of just like upper backs of people facing away.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, there's a couple of shots, like, basically right inside the girl's asshole.
Yeah, it's kind of hit or miss. But I mean, like, if you're looking at a movie, which, again, I'm on Wikipedia, the Wikipedia page has 2 links under the cast. Most of these people did not, like, take off and have huge careers. Some did, and the ones that did, this movie is super enjoyable for me. I thought everyone did a great job. But we're looking at a lot of young, inexperienced actors, and I always think that's interesting to hear that kind of feedback, because I think you don't often get the response from people. You just kind of wonder, like, how did that go? What was filming that
I don't understand if it's a woman director, why she would have been that comfortable with all the nudity. Like,
what do you mean?
What I'm saying? Like,
women don't
like would
nudity, ever.
No, but I'm saying, like, do you think she was comfortable with having all that nudity in the film, or they just put it in there and she couldn't do anything about it?
I would say that, and this is just me talking out of my ass, but I would say that would raise the level of comfortability.
What would?
Kind of
That it's a woman director?
Yeah, maybe you feel more in safer hands with a like-minded, a like being in charge of the film.
I mean, maybe. I think it's just a lot of that can be person to person too.
Okay, you used to work at a store, right? Just think, if I was working at that same store and I was tasked with doing the bra fittings, you think they'd be as comfortable with me as they were with you?
I'm not saying that they wouldn't be more comfortable. I think most of them probably would, but I think the fact that we still hear back that a lot of the girls were not comfortable still speaks to that. I mean, you can be uncomfortable being naked in front of a woman in the same way that you would be being naked in front of a man.
For sure.
It may relieve that for some people. You know, I'm sure several would, but clearly some girls still didn't film it and turned around.
Well, there were a lot of girls in this scene, though. It wasn't just a two or three shower scene. It's like a whole.
This is reminiscent of Carrie for me.
It's like the whole school was showering at the same time.
Yeah, like 2 p.m. hit the showers. Everybody here.
Well, we get the sense, like much like we might remember from high school, and you, Casey, from your one-room schoolhouse, that things might get a little catty at times. And I'm referring to the basketball game in the opening minutes before the shower. And let me say, like, this might be the worst played game of basketball I've ever seen. At one point I saw a girl shoot the ball, and when she missed, she took the time to like do the all shucks thing. And there was another girl dribbling like Stanley Hudson.
It's such a distinct image.
It is, and if you know, you know. But the seed that's being planted here is that the girl that was, I can just remember Michael, oh, come on. Like, he clearly picked Stanley because he's black. And the biggest disappointment in his eyes became Stanley as soon as he saw him dribbling.
You've sent that gift to me before is the funniest part. I know you love this.
I do. I love that gift so much. Oh, my God. But the seed that's being planted here is that the girl that's balling on him, some of the others think that she's a teacher's pet, or that, you know, she's there to flex on them.
She's new, right?
Yeah, she's kind of new, I think.
How can you be the teacher's pet if you're new? No one even knows your ass.
I think it might be one of those things where maybe she's getting the extra attention, but the truth is we know it's not true because she's literally the only person on that court besides the coach who can ball. The rest of them are just kind of like, hey, I learned to play basketball for this scene, and that's it.
Well, clearly she had a little bit of extra knowledge because she looked more normal out there.
And they were all like, hey, let's wear t-shirts with no bra underneath them. Okay.
Oh, yeah, in high school. But I didn't see any... Oh, I did see guys in there. There were guys standing around watching, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That would have been me. That would have been me.
Yep.
I'd have been like, don't worry, Coach. I'll help do the tip-off.
It's like plethora, like cornucopia of creepy guys in this movie, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And that's... I don't know that there was ever a good guy in this whole film.
No. Maybe the guy with the drill.
Yeah, he's probably the more sensible one.
Probably because a woman wrote it.
On her way to the studio, driving crooked.
Billy.
I can't say nothing right.
Probably to take a cab.
Yeah, wow. Well, you know,
Donna Chang, maybe.
Calm down, Jay. But, you know, as previously stated, our first indication that, you know, fuckery is afoot is, you know, we see the maintenance girl, the one that's getting flirted with by the obviously high school senior. I'm even giving him a benefit of the doubt and saying he's a senior. We see her get killed by a guy who snatched her into this van, and like he's continuing to stalk the school. Catches another girl slipping in the hallway too.
Slumber Party hasn't even started, mind you. This guy's already massacring bitches.
Started. Yeah, you think that like the murder's going to start when the Slumber Party does. Oh, hey,
we don't even have invites tossed out.
No, it was word of mouth in the shower. But there's no mystery to this. Like, there's no mask, no anonymous mystery killer. Like, we see him from Jump Street.
It's just that dude.
Just that dude. And what's his weapon of choice?
Drill. Really long drill. Am I wrong in thinking that's super long?
That's a pretty good sized drill bit. James will probably know the exact model number of that drill bit.
Yes, Bill, that is a D1000.
That's what I thought. I was going to say 1500, but you're
With a
the
quarter-inch
expert. With a quarter-inch what?
twist.
Quarter twist. Okay.
For
Good.
fence post and hanging swing sets.
And murder.
Mostly murder. Here,
Yeah.
Name
anyway.
of this movie?
Did you ask what's the name of this movie?
Yeah.
He's fucking with us again.
Slumber Party Massacre.
Slumber.
Jesus.
Okay, so he's just going to press play on it so he can keep up. So what's
Yeah.
lacking in mystery here is kind of made up for in swerves and misdirection.
That's a year I was born, Bill.
Me too, James.
I'm trying to see what kind of drill bit this is, Bill.
Okay, yeah, let us know.
I know what kind of drill bit that is. That's for
Okay.
drilling out fence posts for to hang your gate on, Bill.
You said that already, James.
Just get your gate hinges hung. Well, that drill bit right there.
I think the Alzheimer's setting in. You're not even 40 yet. You'll be 40 before I am, though. A couple months. But, you've got the scene, when I'm talking about the swerves and the misdirection, making up for the lack of mystery. You got the scene where the phys ed coach is unlocking her front door, and boom, this drill bit seen coming through the door towards her head. But, of course, it's just somebody installing a peephole. And then there's the girl playing the piano, and she hears footsteps in the house. She tries to bolt, but she's grabbed from behind, but turns out just some dude that she could have turned around and seen. Then there's the girl in her house. She's got that broken bottle or glass or whatever. She's ready to rearrange somebody's insides. She hears something in the
Doesn't
closet.
get the chance.
Well, yeah, she did get the chance. She opens the closet and there's that cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, different part. Yeah,
Poor
different
cat.
part. But is this suspense
Cat.
building a good replacement for the mystery factor? Or do you prefer having the anonymous killer?
I love an anonymous killer, but I think this movie does what it does with what it has.
Uh-oh, Bill.
It was the wrong model number, wasn't it?
Well,
what are you uh-ohing about?
it says how the Slumber Party Massacre's feminist lens subverted the slasher.
Sounds
I don't
cool
even
to
know
me.
what subverted means.
What?
It says, at the height of 80s slasher boom, a feminist writer and first-time director disrupted the genre with a female perspective.
I think we've had a few movies like that have had a really cool female perspective. I think Black Christmas is one of them. We had not unlike this, we had a large group of women in the cast, and I think it comes from a really progressive place in a lot of the stuff that we got. But
So we
subverting...
haven't done a bad movie on this podcast whatsoever.
Ooh, interesting take. We watched
Wow.
Feral, right?
We did watch Feral. I thought Feral was...
No, you didn't, you liar from hell.
I picked Feral.
I know that.
I remember
The
Scout
jiggle-
Taylor Compton and being all caked up.
Yeah, she was hot. The movie was bad.
Man, she
The jiggly wet feminism of the Slumber Party Massacre.
The what and the what?
The jiggly wet feminism of the Slumber Party Massacre.
Interesting. I don't love
Those
that.
adjectives
I
are...
think my phone is a woman.
No, because it usually listens the first time. So, guys, Casey, you're all in on the mystery. The mystery
I love the
killer.
mystery.
The mystery killer, rather. The
But I'm
anonymous
not mad
killer.
about the way they do this one.
The guy's on the poster. What are you talking about?
We're talking about in general. I like a mystery killer.
Yeah, what I'm saying, James, is this movie does not have any mystery
We see
surrounding the
man.
killer.
Yes,
James,
that's his point.
Gigantor
That is-
drill.
that is my point, James. You see him from the jump. There's no mystery about it.
I like
It's like
other
you haven't been
situations
listening
where
to
there
me
is
at
a
all.
mystery, like Scream.
Rick, do you prefer the mystery killer, or are you okay with knowing everything about him from the jump? About his appearance,
And for this movie or just in general?
in general, and this one.
I prefer not knowing. But I mean, if they're gonna tell me more in the movie and I can't really, it is what it is, then okay. But I prefer more mystery. Yes.
It's just fun.
So James is just, I would ask James, but he's just going to be like, well, yeah, you saw him from
Ask
the
me.
jump.
Ask me, Bill.
Okay, here goes, James. James Lewis, Godfather of Droll, Brown.
Damn, we're full naming people. He's in trouble.
Damn it, James. I've heard his mom say that a million times. Damn it, James. Do you prefer having an anonymous killer, or do you think having the mystery out in the open from the jump, do you think that's okay as long as you build onto it throughout the movie?
I prefer my killer to be in a tuxedo t-shirt because I like to party.
And the thing about this is, James, we know everything that there is about the appearance of the killer, but it never unfolds. There's never anything that adds on to his character throughout this film.
We learn nothing.
I don't like my
nothing
around, Bill.
You don't?
I like to be able to see him.
Okay. What if you are him? Put yourself in those shoes. What if you are the killer? Do you want to be absconded and revealed at the end?
I'm going to have a tuxedo.
I was going to say, do you want to be seen walking around your tuxedo t-shirt all the film?
If I'm going killing, Bill, I'm going killing.
Okay. Well, the slumber party in this film is, 1,000% what we imagined it to be when we were young teens, right?
I am a lady.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to get your opinion on this, as a matter of fact.
I'll let y'all go first. Tell me what you
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like they really geared the girls' sleepwear on all the things here that guys like. I mean, you got one girl dressed down in a collared shirt and her underwear. Another girl in this really sexy nightie. You got another girl wearing a Team USA basketball jersey. No pants on any of them, so they must have been cold. Casey, is that what you girls do during sleepovers?
Look, the outfit on that one girl.
Which one?
The one that is fully just wearing lingerie.
Yeah, the nightie, the dark complexion.
Like the other girl, at least we've got like a jersey, a big t-shirt, a button-up, whatever. This girl is just wearing lingerie.
That's why I say they hit on all the archetypes.
And I want to know too, like, do you guys just change in front of each other? Like, it's no big deal. You're just like, oh.
That's, I think, like my comments on the beginning of this movie, that's really person to person. There are friends that I have that, or had even, that would change in front of each other without thinking. And then there's some that would, go to a bathroom or a closet or something. Just depends.
I have in a past life, I did a lot of judo tournaments, okay? And we had a lot of people come from a lot of different places. And there was a Japanese girl. I'm trying to say this in a way that is just completely observational.
Here we go.
She was a thick gal. I wouldn't say curvy. I wouldn't say thin. She was very comfortable. She came from, I guess, not really a culture, but just she was used to doing tournaments, and she knows time is of the essence. She did not look for a locker room. She got down to it, got in her gi and her uniform, and got after it, okay? Didn't care who was around her, and she had to be told, hey, look, this is America. We got kids. You can use the locker room. She was just there she wasn't a do-nothing bitch. She was there to win gold and go home. I, however, I'm going to hit
do-nothing bitch.
I am a do-nothing bitch. I'm going to sneak and hit the light switch, and I'm going to be across that room like I'm being shot at.
Everybody's different.
Everybody's
but
different.
But no, I mean, like, I didn't really think anything of them changing in front of each other. Like, that's not something that necessarily shocks me. And it's not like I would be openly horrified if someone wore lingerie to a sleepover. I would be confused.
What if you saw those kids looking through the window?
Well, that's alarming no matter what you're wearing.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, they didn't even notice them. I was like, damn, they're standing right there. Like, look out the window.
I think the window was up, too. I could be wrong. And they're talking like, man, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, she comes by and dumps out an ashtray, and they, like, barely stop talking.
Rick, how are you with nudity? Send me one. send me a nude pic.
Huh?
I
thought you wanted my opinion of it.
Oh, no, okay. I was going to give you my opinion of your nude pic, is what I was going to do, Rick.
Oh.
Rick, soliciting a nude and your opinion of your own nude.
Yeah. It's like...
Write me a 3-paragraph essay on what you think.
It's taken a while to send because I sent a lot of text.
The opinion of nudity in general. Like, I thought that's what you meant.
Well, okay, yeah.
Rick was getting fired
up. He was getting fired up. Yeah, that actually is what I'm asking you, Rick, though. How are you when it comes to, say, like, locker room changing in front of other people?
Just call Rick out.
People did it in middle school and high school, so, I mean, it wasn't,
Like, naked?
Nekkid?
I mean,
Naked?
There was communal showers in my high school. Pretty much all high schools have that.
Communal.
We didn't.
That sounds like
the big room.
churchy.
Yeah.
Oh no, my high school didn't have that.
Yeah, because your high school you made magnets at. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
She did go to a magnet school. All the smart kids.
ICP had a magnet.
Yeah, we basically just recreated that music video a lot.
Well, at
But
what
no,
point during... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, in gym class, nobody in my gym class was getting naked. Nobody showered at my school. That's so nasty, but we didn't do anything super athletic. Like, the showers didn't work.
Well, James and I went to a small town high school where, I mean, half the hillbillies there didn't even own underwear. So, it was a rough go sometime. You know, you got that guy who takes off his pants and his t-shirt's barely long enough to cover anything. So you just see his balls hanging out from under his t-shirt.
Winnie the Pooh.
It's pretty rough. Oh, it's pretty tough. It's terrible. But, you know, at what point during a girl's sleepover does Steel Magnolias go on?
Yeah, like what the...
Pretty
Rick
much
wants to know,
immediately.
too. Like
you walk in
immediately?
the door, you change into your lingerie, you have a seat, and put on Steel Magnolias.
And the hot towels around your head. Okay, well, I feel like this movie kind of slips up with overcompensation. You know,
I mean, it's written as a parody by the original writer, right? I think we see a lot of parody in this sleepover scene.
There's a ton of parody, and it was kept in there purposely, obviously.
Points in order.
But, you know, it's interesting your thoughts on, A, you know, the concealing the identity of your killer, and B, nudity. And I needed to know both of those. So, yeah, I mean, if you conceal the identity or the face of the killer, you don't need the 10,000 false flags and random jump scares where, like, it was really just a little sister or the neighbor guy killing slugs with his, you know, Bill the Butcher cleaver.
That was sad.
It was a little bit
I
sad.
hated that.
It was different. You don't see.
It made me
people
wonder.
openly-
Well, it
His
made me wonder
explanation
because
of
in
it-
Friday the 13th, which was just, 2 years before this, you see them kill a snake, and that's real. So it got
Uh-huh.
me all sad and wondering, are these real snails? I hope not.
I said slugs, but I did mean snails. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Like, he had an explanation for it. You know, that, like, they eat up his garden or something like that. But yeah, you do wonder if Pete had been around back then. Were they around back then? I don't think they were. They might have been.
I don't
around,
know.
but they were definitely not active like they are.
I don't think they had the prominence they do today if they were around. I'm sure they probably were, though.
Yeah, probably. But, you know, the cat's out of the bag, though, about the killer once the delivery guy shows up to the door with an intact pizza, but holes in his eye sockets where his eyes used to be. And, like this is where everybody starts to kind of fortify the house. You know, locking doors, closing curtains, splitting up, sending a solitary guy outside on his own where he catches a drill through the back.
Eating pizza.
And I wanted to get to that.
That girl? Same.
Yeah.
Like that girl who
sets the
dresses
pizza
like way
on
too
his
extra.
back.
Yeah, dresses way too extra and eats pizza off a dead guy because she's hungry and she does better when she's full. Same girl. I bring that energy into 2022.
And if I'm not mistaken, you are like 2 thumbs up on cold pizza.
Oh, I'm 2 thumbs up on cold pretty much anything. I'll eat most food cold. I do not use my microwave often.
Good Lord.
I thought that might get a reaction out of James. James,
There are a
where do
few
you
things
stand
that
on
are bad
pizza?
cold.
I like cold pizza, Bill, but I like to warm my pizza up in the oven.
I like to use the air fryer.
I like that crispy crust.
Nah, I like it chewy and cold.
That's
Eggs are
wild.
bad cold. French fries
But
are bad
Casey,
cold.
I think
Everything
I remember
else
you
is
telling me one
on.
time. Didn't you say one time that like you would order a pizza and let it sit around to get cold and then eat it? Like you're that into
Ridiculous.
cold
Yeah.
pizza.
What?
I have ordered pizza and put it in the fridge and eaten it for breakfast the next morning. I've done the same thing with like hibachi food or Chinese food. Like buy it and then just put it in the fridge overnight and eat for breakfast.
Rick,
So
I've for sure done that.
Why would you buy it for dinner and not eat it for dinner?
Because I probably already made something for dinner.
Okay.
So I
Alright.
eat dinner, just not that. But I've definitely gotten food and then put it in the fridge overnight. I love cold food.
so
Have any of y'all had them wraps from Subway?
No.
No,
yeah.
I don't go to
Yeah,
Subway.
but they don't have any good ones that I like. So
I had a tomato basil wrap
Actually sounds pretty good.
Oh, somebody ordered that for you, James. You didn't get that on your own.
No, I got it myself, Bill. Put tuna fish on it.
Ew.
Cheese, vinegar,
Tuna fish?
salt and
Vinegar?
We put tuna?
The fuck?
pepper.
And vinegar?
I don't like
Ugh.
tuna, so maybe it's just me, but that doesn't sound
Vinegar's
appealing.
disgusting. No,
I love vinegar.
You ever ate
Please.
your catfish with vinegar?
Yeah.
No.
It's pretty good too.
I don't think vinegar are really good things for
Cat
Rick and
days.
Billy.
Vinegar's
Yeah,
nasty.
What's
Rick
vinegar
and Billy don't like any kind of like briny food.
to eat with your damn fish?
He doesn't know what briny
No,
is.
you eat freaking tartar sauce with your fish.
And you dip it in vinegar.
Yeah, weirdos do.
Hot sauce on catfish is unbeatable to me. But
Well, listen.
Guess what hot sauce has got in it?
vinegar, yeah.
James, you probably like the salt and vinegar chips. Those are probably your favorite
Oh
chips.
my god, I love those. That
I
and
eat
dill
those.
pickle
Gross.
chips.
Wipe from my mouth, please, right now.
Rick used to sit next to
Fucking
me at work,
disgusting.
and I ate pickle chips like every fucking day, didn't I?
Oh, I fucking hated it. Hate that. People eat those dill pickle chips. Oh my god, it's so
Me.
gross.
Every fucking day.
A dill pickle is a pickle. It's not good on any a flavor on anything else.
Ooh, work used to have those bags where you just buy like a little refrigerated bag of sliced hot pickles. I used to eat that shit too. So good.
Will not eat a pickle.
Oh, I will.
Well, I won't either.
When we all take a group trip to a deli at some point, I'll eat all y'all.
Dude,
will
I
take
like
them.
pickles.
Well, you'll.
But you don't
you'll
like
basically-
anything else?
You'll have a full pickle to yourself.
I don't
because,
like pickle flavored
quarters.
food. That's the
Yeah.
pickle flavored food is disgusting.
What about pickles on pizza?
What the fuck?
No.
What is this?
Like if it's a
Communist
hot
Russia?
chicken. No. Like if it's a hot chicken pizza.
Well,
Universe am I
lost
in
Rick
right
and
now?
his lunch.
Do you like that?
Sorry.
Do you like that
Yeah, that's awesome.
cheeseburger
Move to another
pizza?
country.
Put pickles on it. Ruins it
Oh
totally.
yeah, that too. It does not ruin it. I like that.
Well, it ruins pizza just like it ruined my appetite. So,
This
What
one
about
does
for-
not
guys?
ruin though, because this girl is
Anything
still
else?
eating this pizza off this man.
Hey, pickles
Well-
in Brazil or what?
We'll ask.
Here
We'll
goes
ask
Brazil
Gabby.
again.
We'll ask
God.
Gabriella.
Hey,
So, all right,
she
so
likes
moving on.
Doritos.
Oh, so moving on, guys.
Wait, I have a
Um,
question.
Brazil.
If you must, Rick.
James, since you're Mr. Brazil, what's the capital of Brazil? Since you know everything about it.
Argentina.
No. Okay, you can move on, Billy.
So, did Valerie's little sister seem to be too damn old to be acting like she's 8 years old?
What's the capital?
Yes, dude.
Brasilia. According to Encyclopedia
It's
Britannica,
Brasilia. That's Brazilian.
Billy, did
Billy,
you
she
just say
did.
that
She
girl
did
is
seem
8?
too old.
To be acting like she's 8.
Oh God, I thought you were telling me she was supposed to be playing an 8-year-old.
No. It's just like the pouty faces, the exaggerated reactions to like talking
She didn't
about
look that much
boys.
younger than her sister.
She looked older
And-
than some of the people in this film. But like the way she describes her first French kiss is like so infantile. It kind of reminded me of the kid in Rawhead Rex. The little
God.
boy who was like 13 but still making the airplane noises when he played with his toys.
Yeah. Meanwhile, some of these girls looking like Stockard Channing.
Jacqueline Bisset.
Meanwhile, back at base camp.
What are you doing, James? Playing
What?
with your Game Boy?
Meanwhile,
So, things I loved in this film. When the girls were worried about the state of the pizza delivery's dead body. So they're like,
Yeah, I just-
maybe we should cover him up. And
And
almost
I-
immediately, shut up, James. Focus
Shit.
goes to the pizza where y'all fuck up your pizza with your pickles, and like they put it on his dead back before grabbing a slice. Now,
all right, I
For
gotta
really-
know what kind of people y'all are.
Is it pineapple?
Do y'all like pineapple on pizza?
I fucking
absolutely
knew it.
not. Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
I do.
God.
Yeah, I do.
We know you do, Rick.
Well, do you, James? Answer your own question. Fuck.
Well, hell no. I'm an American.
Hold on.
I'm
Yeah,
not
you're
Ryan.
a damn
lying.
pizza
I'm
fan.
American.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
And I'll not acknowledge the tribal chief.
I don't like America.
Oh,
Don't talk to him about hard times.
risky business.
I wouldn't even eat pineapple on pizza if I was on hard times, Daddy.
So
to-
a question that I have is, at one point when they're talking, like getting the sleepover started, when the girl like brings out the bag of weed in front of the other girl's like kind of hot dad.
I thought that was oregano.
Yeah, they smoked
So
it
you're
up.
telling me they were doing weed in this movie?
They were doing weed. They were smoking it like a cigarette.
Smoking the
they,
weed.
They
That's how you
rolled it
usually
up first, I bet.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, they did. But this girl like busts out some weed, and then they start talking about pizza in that order. And the one girl says she wants a mushroom and olive pizza, which interesting. But I was looking at the pizza trying to tell what it was. Could you guys tell? I was curious if that's what made the cut.
It's sausage and green peppers.
Okay, so definitely not mushroom and olive.
James doesn't fucking know.
I hate him.
James has no fucking clue, and he answered that like, "Oh, it was sausage and green peppers. I remember it clearly."
No, I took that. I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, look it up. That's what it was. Think I don't watch the damn movies.
James, you've multiple times admitted to not watching the movies.
That's all just a farce.
Maybe sometimes James is too smart for our own good. Maybe not, though. Sorry, let's set the stage here, just so everybody's caught up, because we've bounced around to a lot of different subjects. We're pretty far into the review, but on one side of the street, you got a slumber party going on. On the other side of the street, you have a girl who was originally invited, but didn't want to go. And between the two, you have a guy offing people with his power drill, a D1000 drill bit on the end of it with a twist.
Really, the three categories of what you do on a Friday.
Yeah.
4-inch twist, Bill.
A 1/4-inch twist. I forgot the measurement. Sorry, James. So does that at least sum it up?
You've got the creepy dude sitting outside the girl's window.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, those two dudes.
There's that too.
Yeah.
But that to me, that's part of the slumber party. They're outside
Not
of the
a
house,
welcome part.
Not part of the welcome. Yeah, not in the welcome part of the slumber party, though. Okay, well, our killer, he's made it into the house of the slumber party, and he throated the girl in the nightie, who was pretty damn close to being my vote for the Hammer Award.
Not close
May
enough.
still be. But my next vote gets taken out, too, when he stabs up Team USA girl. I didn't like that. So all the while the girls are hiding from the killer hides under a blanket himself before the phys ed coach comes into the house, apparently welcome.
Apparently. I was
just
not that
comes on
close
in.
with my gym teacher.
I wanted to be close to my gym teacher. Shout out to Miss Blackwell. You were the original Hammer, ma'am. Remember Miss Blackwell, James?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your
Really
gym teacher was
commentary.
hot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, she was
But-
there from No. You're thinking of the next one, who was also hot, but definitely more tomboyish.
Miss Blackwell
had
mustache.
no. Okay, well, maybe. Hang on, that was Coach White, man. What are you talking about? Miss Blackwell had the.
She had a mustache. I think she was whatchamacallit, Sicilian or whatever they are.
Yeah, I know. Like all Sicilian women
Sicilian.
have mustaches, right? I don't know what that means, James.
What are people called from Italy?
Italians?
Often.
Yeah, not Brazilians,
No,
but Italians.
no. Brazilians are known for their various methods of waxing.
Oh, that's true.
It is. But anyway, Coach comes into the house. Now, this is when I thought the killer, our old drill bit Taylor, was gonna get wrecked. Like, this is a perfect opportunity to have the anti-do-nothing bitch come in and just completely wreck his shit. Like, if you want, like, within a group of women, you might have your dainty types, your more physical types. Coach comes in, and coaches are athletic, usually. And coaches can fuck you up in a heartbeat, stereotypically. So, why did we not get a scene where Coach comes in and just fucks him up? Instead, we catch a scene of a chick who thinks the cord to a buzzsaw is infinity feet long before we see Coach catch that drill bit to the gut. Like, was anybody else disappointed in Coach?
I wish we had had more time together.
As a coach myself, I'm very disappointed.
Well, Coach Brown, Coach Godfather, I think you would have done a better job here.
We hope.
We hope anyway. But thank goodness for Valerie and her machete skills, right? And she chops off the killer's fucking hand, slices his stomach open, knocks him into the pool. But is he dead?
No.
No.
Because he comes and like lunges up and tries to grab her with his not hand.
Oh, yeah, with his not hand. Like he was reaching for things with his not hand, so he had that phantom pain in there still.
Yeah.
So how'd they take him out? Casey, tell him. I'm too mad.
You can't tell him?
Whoa.
Damn, you're that mad, huh?
I'm that mad.
She kills him with the machete.
Yeah, they finally take him out with a machete. And
the same machete that cut a really big drill bit in half. Would that happen?
Nah. James
in one cut?
In one swipe, she just
seemed unlikely to me.
It was like cutting a candy cane in half.
There's no way, right?
I think he could have
licked that drill bit. Either would have bent or broken.
Would it have cut through the hand? Because bones.
Oh yeah,
what?
Cut through a hand if it's sharpened for sure.
The machete,
especially at the wrist, where
all the bones are little.
Yeah,
but I mean, aren't we supposed to suspend disbelief? I mean, it's a movie.
Well, just a damn minute.
I mean, we are. I'm just curious about like the MythBusters aspect of it. Like, would that actually work?
I think it goes through the wrist pretty easily if it's sharpened.
But maybe not the drill bit first pass.
Definitely not the drill bit. I think the machete breaks before it does anything to the drill bit.
That's kind of what I wondered.
No.
Oh, okay.
So a drill bit
were meant to go through other pieces of
drill bit is hardened steel. If it bends any, it will break. So it's long, so it's not rigid. So if you hit it just right, it could break it. Yes.
How likely is that, though, with this teenage girl wielding it? I'm genuinely curious. I'm not trying to start an argument.
I think it depends on the sharpness of the machete.
Okay.
The sharpness has nothing to do with it.
Sure it does.
It's just the breaking point, like where you hit it.
The weight would have more to do with it and force of which you swung the machete than anything.
Right, and you need less weight with a thinner edge on a sharpened blade.
I would love to MythBuster those.
The sharpened blade is going to snap in two. So
that's my point.
The duller, the better. When
to make it more blunt, if you want to break a drill bit, but I don't think
facing other metal things.
Let's put it to the test, James. The day of the Crockett Cup, when we go, I need you to bring a machete and a
super long drill bit.
I've got a machete and some long drill bits, but none as long as that drill bit.
Tape them together.
So damn useless. Well,
solder them together even.
Well, after the machete takes our boy out, our boy that we know nothing about except for the fact that he's just horny and wants to love some young gals. What the fuck? Ick. We don't know anything about him, and there was no development in that story. And once he's dead, there's no point where they're looking back on it like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. No, what do we get right after he dies? A rolling of the credits.
Yeah, that is the one thing is like there was a fair amount of suspense build up, even though I knew like, okay, this guy was like an escaped prisoner or whatever. He's killing these girls now. I do like to get a little more depth out of my killer. Like, eventually the mask is lifted.
Yeah, so, and that's kind of why I brought it up earlier in the show. Where you have that balance in a lot of movies where we have anonymity with our killer, so we don't need as many swerves. But they just piled on the swerves in this one and gave us no anonymity.
This shit show as quick as possible.
Well, they got through it as quick as possible because this film was an hour and 13 minutes, which doesn't even meet your normal hour and a half that you'd get from a film. So
they knew nobody would sit through this for an hour and a half.
Apparently the ending scene was different. Apparently the ending scene was a little different. They said they did it without the pool. I do like the pool being there, but they said that the original ending was close to the 90-minute mark. So makes you wonder what we missed.
Okay, well, what would you say is the overall moral or theme to the story? I mean, I think it's basically pointing out that for every group of young, attractive ladies, there's always going to be a weird dude or two that, just wants to do more than look.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Yeah, TLC wrote that about this movie.
Gotta stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. Speaking of TLC, Rick, you little creep, what's your final thoughts on this film? You like that? Because TLC had a song called Creep.
I liked it, Billy.
It's a fun movie for what it is. And, I mean, yeah, I think it's a fun movie. That's my opinion.
Rick, you're a man of few words. You don't say much, but when you do, it's to the point, and I salute you for it.
Yeah.
Casey, what are your final thoughts on this film?
This movie's pretty silly, but it was fun.
Godfather?
And
It's all right, but if you like
Hey.
gratuity and pizza, this is the movie for you.
Well, like I asked you last week, what's your favorite kind of nudity? You said graphic. My favorite, gratuitous. Casey, I know you've got some critic reviews, so spill them.
you know I do. Okay, so this movie has a 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. We have 19 critic reviews, obviously varying. A good review of this movie is... Jones tries the more effective tack of playing the slasher straight and inserting clever visual jokes when she has the opportunity. A bad review of this movie is The Slumber Party Massacre is not a great film. The plot is thin and the performances occasionally a little awkward, but there's no doubt that it maintains its shock value.
That wasn't even terrible.
No, it was a pretty, I mean, like, for it being a negative review, he gave it a 2 out of 4.
That didn't even make sense.
To you, well, guys, that's going to do it for this film, Slumber Party Massacre. Go back and look at it. Let us know what you thought. We got one last piece of business, and so we didn't remind him, because rarely do we remind each other of anything. But Rick, I believe you're next on the docket, my man. Do you got a movie for us to dig into this week?
Oh, yeah, I do.
What'd you say, James?
I thought this was Rick's movie.
No, it's Billy's.
No.
Oh, boy.
Rick sounds offended.
Did Rick even like this movie?
Once they put the
said it was
titties up, I doubt it. All right, Rick, drop it on us, man. What are we watching this week?
We are watching... This is
Caddyshack?
actually another kind of parody in a way film, but it's called Motel Hell. Came
The
out in
hell you
1980.
say?
And
Motel
man, is it
Hell.
crazy.
Where are
Motel-
we going to find Motel Hell?
We will find it on, let me actually look. I had it
Oh,
here.
Rick doesn't give a
You
damn
didn't.
about how we're going to watch this movie. You know his ass has it on DVD.
I do have it on DVD, yes.
Special
but you can-
Director's Cut, limited edition.
You can
Animated.
watch it on our good friends over at Tubi.
Oh, nice.
I love Tubi.
Yeah, Tubi's got good shit.
Well, there you have it. Pull up Tubi TV. They got apps everywhere. Go to the website, tubitv.com. Or is it tubi.tv?
I think it's tubi.tv.
I think it's
Fucking
Tubi. Yeah.
TV.
You can find it. You're grown.
I'm going to
Motel
watch it
Hell.
tonight, Bill.
Do it, son. Next week,
Bye.
Motel Hell on the Slashers and Screamers podcast. So, for the Godfather of Droll James, for
I got my
Memphis
tooth coming
Maniac
up.
Rick, for Final Girl Casey, I am the Hit City Kid. We'll catch you in
Motown. Blues.